What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gunfish TV. I want to thank you for tuning in to my channel today. I appreciate it very much. I'm out here today on a small local lake. It is a private lake, but I took off work. It's a beautiful day. It is going to be 85 degrees. It's like 75 right now, and there was no way I could work on a day like this. It has been super sucky conditions, cold fronts. Y'all seen in my last few videos, the weather has just been brutal. Finally, we've had like a 3-day warm up. I know the water is nice and warm, and hopefully I'm going to catch some fish on topwater today and maybe catch some big ones. I know we're going to catch some fish. I want to catch them the way that I want to catch them today. Flipping, frogging, and throwing a swim jig, something power fishing. Maybe we'll find a few fish on the bed. I don't know, but we're looking for a big one today. We're gonna say 7+ pounds. We're gonna put it up there, 7+ pounders. So let's see if we can catch one. Let's go ahead and get to it. I'm gonna start right here in this pocket, right here near the ramp. See if we can get a big one. All right, so it looks like water temp is gonna be like 65, I think is what it's settled on. I've seen a fish right here. The whole time I was here doing my intro and all, I saw a fish right here doing a bunch of cutting around, jumping and moving. So we're gonna see if we can get that sucker to bite. I don't see a bed right there. I got this new frog rod built for me by Rayburn Custom Rods, and I mean, it is spot on compared to what my old Vexan was, and I'm trying to catch my first fish on it. Oh God, one just came over to it. Oh, he's all under it. Might be a brim though. But I mean, it is almost spot on to what my Vexan was. So I want to catch a fish on it. And it's 12:24, and we got all day to fish. Oh, there's one on the frog. That's a nice one. Oh, he come up and freaking ate it. I saw him move back there. Get in here. That's a nice little chunk. Ain't nothing huge, but I will take him for the first one of the day. Thank you, bud. I mean, he freaking crushed that thing. Hadn't been here in no time. First frog fish of the year. First frog fish of the year. I should have took a picture of him. He was up there in like no water. I saw him move. So my first fish on my frog rod. My new frog rod. And y'all can see GunnFishTV Froggin special. 7.3 medium heavy, moderate fast. He built it just like I wanted it. The full grip up here. I like that full grip for roll casting. So I don't have to grab the butt of the rod. I like to grab up above the reel. Works out perfect. I need to get a chatterbait or a swim jig or something out. And they're as far up here as you can see. Let's get this swim jig. And this right here is loaded with fish. Just gotta figure out how to catch them. There's one. There's one. On the swim jig. All right, little guy. Little guy, but we'll take him. On that old swim jig, that 6-cent swim jig. Thank you, bud. Number two. Number two. Man, he hit it and knocked slack in the line. That's how you want him to bite it. But I'm throwing this on 50-pound braid. And this is a Balzac's braid, 50-pound test. Nice and smooth, cast good. God, I don't know if y'all could just see all those bait fish just jump right then. This one, I mean, he blasted it. That's a good one. He hit it like he's supposed to. Get in here. That's a chunk. Nice fish. Right there. I mean, he roasted it when he bit it. Solid one. Going back in there. God, you can't get bit no harder than that. He smashed that frog. Thank you, bud. Might just have to walk it a little bit slower. That's what I did then. Just really just sit there and walked it, let it sit kind of in the same spot. All right, got one of my old favorites here. Got the power pole, or talon, I should say. So I got one of my old favorites, the old trick worm, and that thing is looking like dog crap in the water right now. Let's see, do we got that thing rigged crooked? Got it rigged somehow. Messed up because she's looking ugly. See if we got it right now. That's a big one. That's a good one there. Oh my God. That was a freaking 5 or 6 pounder. Doggone it. Well, y'all, that was a daggone good one right there. That was a 5 or 6 pounder. I mean, that was a big one. Darn it. That sucks. Been fishing hard for that bite. I mean, that was a good one. Man, dag nabbit. That one is gonna haunt me. Fished all day for that sucker. Wondering where he was, and finally got a darn crack at him. And didn't get him. Get that dude to bite. He said, no. All right, let's see he's into them trees. All right, floating worm. Let's do this. Got a little bit of confidence in it. There's one. That's a nice one. I know I knocked the crap out of my GoPro when he come up, but oh Lord, my back of my rod was hung all up in my cable for my GoPro. There we go. Just pulled up here. Just pulled up. That's a good sign. Bubblegum floating worm. All right. Thank you, bud. I'll take it. Hey, we might be on them already, because this shoreline had a lot of fish on it the first time we come through. I mean, a bunch of fish on it, and I didn't really dial them in. So I know there's some big ones up there that are hungry, and this might be what they want, maybe. Not quite seeing the movement up in the trees as I was earlier. That's a nice bass. I was just saying I won't quite seeing as much movement, but They're up there. It's another decent fish. He ain't nothing big, but nice chunk. Look how black he is. All right, thank you, bud. Peeing all over the place. Get back in there. So he was right up there against that big tree. I mean, this is definitely a good way to catch a big fish. I mean, that water temp now is 72.9. Way up there. I mean, it is way up there. That's a good one. There's a nice bass. Come on, we got to get you in the doggone boat, sucker. Come off that beaver hut. He ain't no giant, but that's a nice one. Biggest of the day. Get in here. All right. Pretty fish. Darn it. About time. Thank you. Get back in there. Bubblegum floating worm is finally paying off. Might be the way to catch the biggest bag. That fish there was probably, the fish won't quite 3, probably 2 3/4, I would say. Honestly, by the way that fish bit, I thought it was a darn jack. Thought it was a pike, but turns out it won't. Good. Yes. There he is. I saw him chase up them shad up there on that bank. He come up and make the old frog. Little guy. We got him now. Got him on the old aqua frog. There we go. He smashed it. He smashed a frog. That is the bite that I've been looking for. I mean, choked it. Choked it. God, another one just blew up in there. There's another one in there too. He just blew up. It's a nice fish. Thank you, bud. Frogfish. That is what we're looking for. What it is, they're shad pushed all up here. And the bass aren't really, oh God, there's one behind it. The bass aren't really up here spawning right now. They've actually like pulled off. A lot of the fish have done their thing, but these fish are up here just feeding on shad, just gorging on them. And they are just stacked up here. All right, we got this small frog tied on, which, like I said, I don't love it, but I think it might kind of be a little more appropriate for what we got going on. I think these fish are keying more on kind of smaller stuff, so they might jump all over this small frog. We're gonna find out anyway. Got some fish right here in front of us working a little bit. It's a little bit harder to cast. Oh my God, first cast. First freaking cast, one come up and ate it. Well, we know it'll get bit. That's for darn sure. I'm sure we're gonna get one on it around these trees. Oh, there's a good one. There's a big one. That's the one we've been looking for right there. Oh, he's in my trolling motor. Oh, he's under me. All right. Whew. He almost got my trolling motor. That's a good one. God, he's got it like in the corner of his mouth, in the tip. I'm gonna swing it. There we go. on that little frog. That is a darn chunk. We had him roofed. He won't going nowhere. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That fish came up and just, I mean, slurped it is what he did. He just slurped it. He didn't just smash it. All right, well, been fishing all day for one like this. That fish is a solid 4 1/4, maybe a little bit better. Just been fishing hard, and I lost one earlier that was 5 or 6 pounds, and ended up with this nice girl. So we're gonna get right and put her back. Glad she bit that old miniature frog, that little small booyah, downsized, and it's paid off. So good deal. Nice fish. All right, we're gonna let this girl go. 4+ pounder. Go on, girl. She ate that miniature booyah frog. There she is. She's just sitting there. There she goes. Going on. Nice. Man. And I mean, just that small booyah shad frog. This is a tiny frog. But they've been up here eating these shad and this bait fish all day in these, you know, up in these trees. And I've been throwing the frog, and just every once in a while I would get one. And a great big fish had just blown up right before that one. You know, before I caught that one, and one blew up over here, great big one. But I was just like, man, you know, something's got to give, and I can't really throw the popper in here. It's just, you know, too much to get hung up in. Can't hardly talk. All right, this might be our last little area. We're gonna fish these trees right here in front of me. We don't have a whole lot of time. Darkness is gonna get us pretty quick, but trying to catch one more good fish if we can. Definitely can happen. Okay, there we go. That's a nice one. He come up and smoked it. Good deal. Yep, he come up and choked it. Old male up there peeing. Thank you, bud. Going back in there. Yep, he bit it pretty doggone good. Right in front of that cypress tree. All right, we're gonna get right and make our last cast here in a second. The mosquitoes are starting to think that my legs are tasty, and I don't like it. Although I am happy to even have a mosquito bite my leg, because that means it's freaking warm, because it's been cold so doggone long. But I don't want to get slam up. There we go. It's a pretty good one too. Yep, it's a pretty good one. We'll probably end it on him. That's a right nice fish. Come here. Get in here. Nice one. Yep, right in the roof of the mouth. Chunk. Right there. Probably gonna call it on that one. Look at that bottom fin. Look at where it's been up there spawning. Good deal. We're gonna let it go. And probably gonna call it a day on that one. Nice. Thanks for biting, bud. All right, we ended up having a good day out on the water. Caught a bunch of fish, caught them on a bunch of different things. Got my first frog fish of 2021. So that's one thing I was trying to do, and catch a fish on my new Froggin rod that I got built for me. I love the way it feels. It feels just like my old Vexan and loads up the same way. So really, really happy about that. Ended up catching that 4.5 pounder on that Pad Crasher Junior. Switched over to that because those fish were back in those trees chasing. And just the bigger frog, it was just like they weren't coming up on it that good for some reason. I did catch some on it, but I was like, well, let me, put a little bit smaller one on here, put that Junior on there, and ended up catching that really nice fish. So pretty excited about that, even though I did lose the biggest fish of the day on that bubblegum floating worm. But I was glad to catch some fish on that as well, because it's been quite a while since I've caught fish on a bubblegum floating worm. That's one of my favorite things to catch them on, next to the frog. So got to catch them on that. Pretty darn happy about it. But anyway, if you like what you saw, hit that subscribe button. We're going to head to the water again sometime soon, and I'll see you next time on GunnFishTV.